Sharp Game here, coming at you with another video from ChooseYourRelationships.com. And I'm back in my car, back on the road. You know, I'm making it do what it do, baby. And this video is about approaching women. There was a guy, one of my subscribers, he said he's having some approach anxiety when approaching women, all kinds of women, regardless of the nationality. He said approaching it is his biggest. He said it's his biggest curse. And I kind of find it sometimes hard to believe that a lot of guys have a lot of problems that they do. However, I don't put all the blame on the guys either. I don't do that. I know us as guys, we've been brainwashed to believe certain things, and the majority of stuff that we've been taught to believe is just not true. So, when it comes to approaching women, anybody really, but especially women, thing you have to understand is a lot of women, they have anxiety. They're just as shy as you. 'Cause, a lot of women have this little thing where it's like they're trying to figure out. They're trying to put you in the box. They're trying to figure out if you a jerk, a creep, or if they're trying to figure out if you're safe. So if you're a guy approaching a woman, it's very uncomfortable for her, and she's not even doing the approaching. You are, in most cases. And you have to understand, when you approach any woman, she's trying to figure out if you even worth her given the time of the day. Really. And on some level, some women kind of have an attitude like, they're better than you. In some cases. This doesn't happen. A lot of women aren't like this, but there's some out here that have that attitude like, why are you even talking to me? I mean, out of all these people here, all these women in the room, why are you talking to me? So all of this stuff is going on in a woman's mind when you approach her. And this happens within seconds. This happens very rapidly. So you should not take anything serious when you approach or try to talk to anybody, really. But a couple weeks ago, during Thanksgiving, to be exact, I saw one of my friends from high school. And, he was real quiet. He was very quiet when we was in high school. He barely said a word. I mean, he was much quiet, even more quiet than I was. I mean, if he was the type, if you didn't say anything to him, he didn't say anything to you. And as far as I can remember, he never had a girlfriend in high school. He never had a girlfriend in high school. He was much more quiet, shallow than I was. See, for me, it wasn't all about women. Some of my biggest problems didn't involve women. I mean, that was far in between, my biggest problem in life. And I always looked at it like it's more to life than just women. Women just happen to be a part of the game, a part of what I was always trying to do. But I never had a problem with approaching women or being attracted to women. I just didn't know what I was doing. I just couldn't articulate it or explain it in such a way that made sense. But I never had problems with talking to anybody, really. I was just very shy. But my man, my high school classmate, I met him during Thanksgiving for the first time in 23 years. For the first time. But I haven't seen him since we graduated high school. 23 years. So, when we met, he pretty much looked the same. He's in shape. He's into fitness and everything. But when I couldn't believe how much he talked so goddamn much. I remember I was telling him, I said, look, in high school, you were quiet as a church mouse. But now, I can't get you to shut the hell up. Damn! I mean, he was basically dominating the conversation. I mean, we did have a, I said what I wanted to say during the conversation, but he was talking his ass off. And not only was he talking his ass off to me, he was talking to everybody. Every woman, every man that was in our area, because we was at a bar, everybody that was in our circumference of the circle, so to speak, in our area, that he could get the attention of, he was talking to every fucking body. And this is the guy that didn't say shit in high school. I mean, you had to pull teeth to barely get a word out of him. And now he's talking to everybody. So I asked him, how'd you become the man you are today? And he told me, he said, all I did, man, is just I just got used to talking to a lot of people. And he said, I just made it a habit of doing it. He said that's all he did. He just got used to talking to strangers all the time, and it became a habit, and he got used to it. And now he says, whenever he approached women or anybody, he just have a conversation. He said his game is not necessarily trying to pick up on women. He just tries to have conversation with women. And if it goes anywhere, cool. If it doesn't go anywhere, that's cool too. Nice talking to you. Have a nice day. That's his whole game now. But he overcame his approach anxiety by he got used to being uncomfortable talking to strangers. That's basically it. And I always say repetition is the mother of skill. I mean, anything that you're trying to do, especially if it's a new habit, it's going to require a lot of work. And it has to be a lifestyle. It has to be ingrained in you. It has to be like second nature. And acquiring a new skill can be uncomfortable in the beginning, but over time, you get used to it just like anything else. So when it comes to approaching women, talking to strangers, it's the same idea. It's all skills. It might be a different skill set from fitness or taking classes or whatever you're trying to learn new. But at the end of the day, it's all skills. And if you want better results, you have to acquire more skills. It is what it is. So if you like what you heard, go get my books, Love Can't Wait, and The Chicken Guide to Having Women Beg for You, Sex, Lust, and Lies. And check out my blog, ChooseYourRelationships.com. Share this video. And leave your comments below and tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.